this is 1/49 blade, then that's full flexion. But he was locked here and locked here. Locked. Elbow flexion and extension contractures are super common. So I just want you to understand what happens if there's dysfunction. Are we seeing it? Is it getting okay? Let's do an easy person. Let's do Shay. Okay. Let's do an easy one and then just take a breath for a second.
Can't tell. Do I have an iPhone charger with them? Mine's died recording, so I've switched to my laptop. But the recording helps me to look over this.
So, Caitlin, here, let me get this back. Caitlin has some serious hyperextension that I can show you. So, extension, we're looking at what? And flexion, we're looking at. Good job. Okay, so do y'all see how much hyperextension she has? Just 10 degrees of hyperextension. Anybody wants to look? Okay.
So she can go further on the other arm.
Yep. Okay, so come all the way up. All right, and we're at 150. So what's our architecture? Good job. But right in the opposite number is just your starting point. You're just flipping your starting point. You do that with everything.
Yeah, I'll send
like
everybody
with shoulder flexion.
Yeah, class.
For flexion, it's 0, 1, 8. Right? With extension, you're still in this arc.
It seems as if that number below is always, almost always that. No, it's not. Never mind.
Okay. So I'm trying to paint a clear picture here. So if he's lacking to full extension, I'm writing that number. And if he's lacking to full flexion, I'm writing this. Yeah. Okay. So if I'm missing a piece here to full extension, I'm gonna write it here. If I'm missing a piece here to full flexion, I'm gonna write it here. But with hyperextension, that just makes your whole range greater. So if it's hyperextension, I'm putting it in both places.
I understand now. number that
Yeah, okay, so let's pretend like Caitlin has, here, lie down, Caitlin. Let's pretend like Caitlin has this 10 degrees of hyperextension, but she can only go to right here. Okay, so I'm measuring her flexion, okay, and I get, so she started at -10. Let's look at it. She's starting here, right? And we're going all the way to here. So then what I would put here is because she can only go here. She couldn't go here.
see that I put that -10 started.
No, I started at -10.
So half is 30 plus 20 is 50. So why would that be like 160?
Her full arc of motion, if she were to have full, would be 160.
Okay. Her.
Yes. No. You're fine. Okay.
So is this the only number?
No, I mean, you can. It depends on what's helpful for you. Right. You totally can. You totally can. And the way that elbow is measured, 180 is 0. Yeah, I mean, just pretend like you're doing just like the shoulder. The only thing is the shoulder has all kinds of degrees of freedom, and the elbow just has one. You know, it's a hinge. Okay. You can look at it just like the shoulder if you want to. 0. The thing about the shoulder is we were starting here, so you're always at 0. Now we're starting at 0. Look, this is 0.
Yeah.
But this is also. I don't know how to say this without freaking you out, but you're measuring the angle of the joint, but you're measuring like what's left.
Yeah. And what's left is.
Yeah. I'm doing the easy thing, and I'm looking down. I'm looking here. You see what I'm saying? I'm following this line. So with 180 being 0, I'm following this line. So this is 0, and this is telling me what I need to know. So do you see if I get the angle here, it's pointing at 150. This is full. If you read the wrong number, you're like, oh, your elbow flexion is 30 degrees. It ain't, right? Because you're looking at this angle. But this is the number that we're getting. know, but you, if you just think about following this from 0, it's going to give you the right thing. See,
Yeah.
here, if you start at 0 and you're measuring, and you go, this is normal, and it's pointing at 150, that's the easiest thing for me to tell you. But that's because you were here, right? And everything's pointing at 0. We can do hard things. So see, when you were doing the shoulder, see how it's pointing at 180? But you're following. It's just. And honestly, y'all, if you're getting the right information, it doesn't matter what you look at. I'm just trying to figure out ways to help you get the right information. Okay? Because what I don't want to happen is for you all to get in the competency and be like, okay, we're starting here. I got to 50. Okay, you have 50 degrees of elbow flexion. No, you're reading the wrong number. I have 130 degrees of elbow flexion. Okay, I've measured everybody. I want everybody to measure me. Okay? Let's all take like 3 deep breaths. At least we don't have hard muscles. So let's do it separate. Let's measure flexion and extension separate. Okay? Because in the competency, I'm gonna be 2 different people for both movements. Because you gotta do all the movements this time. We're not drawing. There are only 4 movements, so you gotta measure them all. Okay? So I'll be a different person. Okay? So we'll measure them separately. So in the competency, you're gonna have to measure all 4 movements. So I'll be a person for elbow flexion, I'll be a person for elbow extension, I'll be a person for pronation, and I'll be a person for supination. Okay? So we'll just look at one thing at a time when y'all are measuring me. Okay, he said they need to go by the instructions I recorded.
We all just wanted one.
Oh, I did not stop. I didn't know.
Well,
I thought you wanted me to start it when it got back.
when they get back, I'll repeat it again.
Oh, that's right. She's gonna be 4
Yeah,
different.
you would be a great one.
She's gonna be 4 different. Didn't you say Blake?
I don't know how to do.
For the competency. I knew I had to like accommodate whenever I was cheering. Cause like not straight lines.
So guys, what I was saying while y'all were in the bathroom, keep in mind, like when you're measuring me today, for the competency, you have to measure all 4 movements. There's no like drawing. Okay? So I'm gonna be a different person for all 4. So we'll measure flexion and extension separately. Okay? So when you're practicing with me, I'll be one person for flexion and I'll be another person for extension. You are. You just can do it separate. Like you're gonna look at me as a different person. Just take the movement in effect, which is nice because then you don't have to be like, wait, what? You are. Take
I'm
deep
just
breath. Take
yeah.
deep breath.
You want to document 2 different like that.
It'll be like there'll be a whole arc of motion for one and a whole arc of motion for another. Yeah. Let's just practice.
Yes, I am. I am on.
Elbow flexion. Yep, you do. And you can Hey Jennifer, how are you? I'm doing all right. All right, I'm sitting here. I'm going to be your OPA. We're going to measure your elbow extension. Extension, okay. Yes, and it looks like this right here. So you're just going to start up here. We're going to go down. Okay. That is your muscle, your triceps and your anconeus muscle. And so you can start up there, and I'm going to put my this on your lateral epicondyle. My stationary arm is going to stay with your process. I'll move forward and follow your radial. Okay, so you see she's here. What do you got here? What's our reading? Here is 135. Okay. Or 45. What? Now. You need to just to see if there's hyperextension, but I'm lacking, so I'm not gonna have any hyperextension. Yeah, you got. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think it through. So, what am I lacking?
45.
Rock. Okay, so if normal for me is 135 to 0, it should be my range, but I'm lacking 45 degrees to full extension. Do I have greater than or less than half?
Greater than. Sit up for me, please. So I'm going to
Yeah,
right here in the chair.
Yeah, you can get him in the chair.
And then if you will come with me. I'm not squeezing you, right? I'm
No,
gonna do
you're
this.
good. Longer.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, how are you greater than? Oh, okay. That's
I'll think about it because she should be here. And if it's just here, you're greater. Like this is
the whole arc.
and this is the mid. You know what I'm saying? Like here's a little arc. If she needs to be
numbers.
here, she needs to be here. Here's the mid. So this would be. This is less than half because she's not here.
oh, you're doing this.
Extension, not flexion.
No, okay, because I was thinking this. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
For flexion, this would be greater than half.
okay, that's fine.
She's doing extension. She
Yeah.
said the muscles for extension. She said,
That
and
makes
then
sense.
she measured extension. So if I got to here,
Here you're. This is half, and that's what. Because you have to think of it this way.
you're getting it. You're getting it. Okay. All right. Let's. Somebody. Come in. And at 2 o'clock, we're gonna do pronation and supination, or maybe 2:15. You're gonna do flexion or extension? Okay.
Yeah.
Suplex. We can do flexion.
That would flexion is under this. So that's biceps brachii. 0 to 150. Access is that lateral epicondyle. Arm.
What's it for to do on this?
Arm radial style process. Stationary arm.
Write that down. Yep.
Yeah. We're going this way.
So I was here, and I came here.
So you're less than.
0 to 40 degrees. Okay, now what do you need to do? So passive was greater than active, so where should she go? Okay, so you're gonna say what words? What words should she say to me? Okay, yeah, sure. I don't know what you're looking for. Okay. Okay. Okay,
No.
got it?
Yeah. Don't do it.
No, I'm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. 110 degrees to full. Right, I'm not gonna.
Don't go back.
There may or may not be a bonus from the shoulder. So.
Why you don't put any ideas?
Okay. So, extension is this movement. Okay. The normal range is 150 to 0, and the muscles involved are the triceps and cones. So, axis is that this way and is this way. Oh, yeah. Okay, is that, so what am I lacking to full extension? Yeah. Like 100 degrees to full extension, right? Or if I was 141 and normal is 150, then I'm lacking. Happy. So I think what you did was you measured the wrong number. I would be like 9 degrees of extension. Right? If normal is 150, then I had like 9 degrees of extension. So then I'm lacking what? 141 degrees to full extension.
Trying to get the number of degrees.
Or you could just look at this number. Oh, well, here it says. Okay. So if you started, look, if you started here, extension. Okay, so guys, if you start with your things together, you're not looking at the bottom number. You see what I'm saying?
The shoulder to start it together. Yeah, we started
Because then my extension is here.
I don't understand.
So if you got 141 down here, 38. Let's think about it. Let's think about it together. Okay? Let's think about it together. Okay, this is full extension at 0. Okay? But if I don't have full extension, Haddon's gonna put this on here, and she's gonna measure how much extension I have. Okay? So let's start in full flexion. So what is my full flexion? Okay, so leave it there and say, okay, I'm gonna have you extend your elbow. So now you can still read the bottom number and subtract. So I have 7 degrees of elbow extension. Lacking 143 degrees to full elbow extension. No, not that. I mean, you have to know 7. You have to. Because now what does she do? Don't cry.
No, because then we still know that you're less than half without 7 because I've seen it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Then you don't even need to know. Yeah. So you just have to support my leg, like under.
So it's equal.
Okay.
And
That's less than half with no resistance.
no.
Wait, no, it is. Okay. You got it? What if she brought me up here? What if Haddon brought me up here and she's like, okay, I know that you have like almost no range of motion, but let's see what we got here. So then what? Mod resistance, so then what? There you go. If you memorize your muscle grades and you get the information, it's like. You have to know where you're starting. And here's the thing, however you want to read the GONI that's helpful for you, do that. Okay? I feel like I keep giving you all like different ways to think about it and it's making you confused. So just however you want to read the GONI, do that. Okay?
Elbow flexion muscles are vastus brachii, brachioradialis, brachialis. Normal range is 0 to 150. And that elbow flexion is going to look like this.
Okay.
Okay, can you demonstrate that for me? My axis is going to go in the lateral epicondyle. Down. Going to line up with your acromion. Move on and then stay with your radiostylus. Elbow 3. Mm-hmm. Here.
Would you?
No.
And that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen in your competency. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna grab here, and I'm gonna be like, are you sure? And some of you are gonna really commit and be wrong.
You're resisting this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll grab. Yeah.
Okay. Your bicep.
Bicep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pushing here. You're just feeling here. You're pushing.
Trying to. There we go. That's mod.
Yeah.
Three plus. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you that.
Okay.
Beforehand. So
What
if
do
you
you-
want somebody else, you want me to.
What do you want to know?
Well, you said you would have somebody else if I was confused. I was hoping you would say somebody else.
That's okay.
Okay, I want to do the
Let's see if you can work.
elbow flexion, like this. And it's your biceps brachialis, and brachialis. And the regular is range of motion. I mean, it sounded right. try to get. Okay. Now the stationary is going to be on your. Right.
Yeah, you just have the worst.
No, it really is, and it's hard to measure with it. On your. And the.
Axis or fulcrum? Lateral. Yeah, one on your medial.
Okay. And then the movable one is on your radiostylate process. Ooh, you get my ankles cracked. Okay, 30.
But how should you write it?
To 150. So 30 degrees. Where did you start?
I started here.
I have 0.
So that's how you write it. 0 to 30 degrees. And so I'm lacking how many degrees to full flexion?
120.
Mhm.
So then I put 120. Or lacking 120.
Huh? The full flexion. So then what do you need to do?
Okay, so you're less than half. Okay, now I gotta think about this. You're less than half, so I need to do the passive.
Mm-hmm.
Wobbly, it's hard to use, it really is. So, let's see. I just need to do a muscle resistance and. No. Oh, I can tell by the way she looked out the window that was wrong. Okay.
So if I'm less than half and my passive range of motion is greater than my active, what do I need to do?
So will you sit up for me, please? Oh, no, I can't. I can tell that's wrong by the way she said. Oh, on her side, and then be the table.
Mm-hmm. You're not moving me. This is not passive range of motion.
Your arm is meeting your table.
Yes.
So your passive. Oh, your passive. Your passive is a greater than your active.
So I have greater than half gravity limit.
Two. Negative. Greater. Two minus. I was like, wait a minute. Two minus. Okay. That confusing me.
Are you coming with me? Is everybody coming with me? You coming with me? Yeah. Yeah. And so what I want to see. So this would be. That's what I want to see. Or what do you want to measure?
I'm gonna try
Okay.
difficult.
Yes. I'm great at being difficult.
That's why I need a difficult one. Struggling with that. The only way I want. Okay. Yeah.
Hey.
Measure your elbow extension.
Okay. What are the muscles?
Holy crap. And
The normal range of motion.
50 to 0. So axis is going to go on your lateral epicondyle. My movable arm is going to stay in line with your perineal process. And my movable arm is going to stay in line with your radial styloid process.
Okay. So this is your 0. Is it 150? What is it?
Okay.
What is this measurement?
Like 45. Oh, okay. Like 145.
Okay, so 145 is my full extension. I mean flexion. Is my full flexion. Okay?
I thought we were doing that one.
We are.
Okay.
You gotta get your baseline, right? So 145 is where we're starting.
Okay. Yeah, this one's gonna. Okay, so then if we start.
So here's the best thing to do. Look at 145 and then follow it. Follow. Do you see where the line is pointing at 145?
Yeah, like.
Do you see where the gunny is pointing?
It's like at like 140 right now.
Okay.
So
See
that's
where
where
it's pointing at 140? Follow it. Now where is it pointing?
Like 70.
Okay.
You would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so.
Let's say it ended at 45, just for addition and subtraction. So you start at 145 to 45.
So, okay, 145 is full, and then 45, like, stop.
Yeah.
So you're,
So hold on. Don't do anything yet. Don't make manual muscle testing decisions. No. Then you're gonna write this. Right?
no, I don't know.
Okay. Let's look at it. Let's look at it together. Okay. So I was at 145 to start. And I went all the way to 45. So what's my arc of motion? Okay. What am I lacking to get to here? You seeing it?
No.
Okay, let's think. Let's think.
I mean, I get it. I understand, like, 145
It is my that's the no, that's not. You're thinking full in extension. Don't think of full in extension. Okay, just let's pretend like this is 0. Right? Because my range of motion here, if 145 is my normal, okay, is what we're assuming. This is my normal flexion. This is my normal extension. Okay? So if I start at 145 and I'm trying to get to 0, I'm trying to get there, then I stop at 45. That's okay, That's totally fine. And like everybody just take a deep breath. If you're like on your way to 0 and you stop at 45, your arc is 100 degrees, right? You made it 100 degrees on the way to 0. But what are you lacking to get to 0? I stopped right here at 45. So I didn't make it all the way. Right? But I made it greater than half. Do you see it? Is it coming? Yeah, if you don't even, and that's what Santana just said, like, don't even think about the numbers. Just think about, like, don't even think about the numbers. Just look at the ankle, okay? So, like, throw the numbers out. Throw them out. Don't even think about them. Don't even hold the gun, okay? If I'm right here, and the arc of motion I want is this right here, okay? If I'm right here, and I go to here, I'm not full, but I'm greater than half. So you got all you need to know. You got all you need to know to be correct. So you measured me here, you got 145, you write that. You measure me here, you got 45, you write that. You know I'm greater than half because 90 degrees is half. You know, like right here is probably half, right? Right here. Okay, so then you know I'm greater than half. And you know in your head from your muscle brain, my active range of motion is greater than half, so all you gotta do is sit me up and apply resistance. Does that make sense? If you like totally just throw out the numbers, just throw them out of your head. Yeah. Just throw them out. Just throw them out. Don't even think about it. Don't even think. No, do not have a mental breakdown. Do not have a mental breakdown over elbow flexion extension. Not worth it. Okay? We have so many other fun things we can have mental breakdowns. Okay? Yes. Okay, so you're gonna bring me up here, and look, I'm lacking full, so I'm here, and then you're gonna apply resistance, making sure that your hand is on my triceps. Yeah, I can't apply my own resistance. You're good. Okay. So if you just know where you're starting and where you ended, you'll be good. You'll be fine. Okay. I promise. So let's do normal. Sometimes it makes sense just to do normal like a bunch of times and then it'll click. Okay, measure my normal. Simba. Extension. Okay. So start. I do. You're good. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're past it. We're good. Okay.
So, okay. The muscles involved in circulation, the tricep, and the ankle. Okay. Lateral epicondyle, acromion, radial styloid process. Okay, so we're here. So let's look at it. Can't get it.
at 140. Okay.
Okay.
So that's where we're starting. So we're gonna pretend like this is our starting.
Okay.
Okay. So 140. So that's what you can write on paper. You can like look at that and just write it down.
Okay. So we're going from like, well, either way,
From
we
flexion.
start at normal. We don't start at like
Right. You
Okay.
start at my normal. Okay. So my normal flexion is 140. Okay. Because I have such huge, wonderful legs. Okay. So now follow it. Okay.
So you are. We start at 140. I don't know if that's like a. It's not negative, so it would just be like.
Yeah.
2, 0.
Yeah. So like, look, follow this line right here. See this line right here? Okay. So if we started at 140 and we go out.
So your extension would be like 140 to.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's just how you run. But then.
And you would say maybe like lacking 1 degree to full extension. Okay. But usually 1 degree is like. Okay. But so that other time you stopped here, right?
Yeah. So that would be.
So
Okay.
it was 140 to 45. So I was lacking 45 degrees to full extension.
Okay. So even though it says like 150 to 0, and you started at 140 because that's your norm.
Yeah.
So the.
But if I was like super normal and 150 was my norm. Okay. So if we're talking about normal extension, I'll start at 150 and I'll go all the way to 0. But if I start at 150 and I go to 50, I have a 100-degree arc of motion and I'm lacking 50 degrees to full extension.
I think that's what was throwing me off. Was like your norm is 140, but the range is 150. So I was getting confused with the extra 40 positives in there.
Yeah, the
I haven't
extra.
sent you
Yeah,
your picture
you
either.
just have to start
I don't want to send
at
you your picture
my
either.
norm is
Okay.
your 0.
Okay. I think
Yeah, that's hard.
for now.
That's okay. That's okay.
For a minute.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody else want to go? Let's do. You got like 7 minutes. Then we're gonna do pronation and supination. Okay. That's okay. Okay. I'm confused. Just know, like, if I'm frustrated, I'm not frustrated if you're confused. I'm frustrated that I cannot say it in a way that dispels confusion. I'm like trying to think of every possible way to say it, but I'm frustrated with myself. I'll go. Right here. Yeah. So you have the 135. So it's greater than half. We do. Sit up. Yeah. Well, or minus, right?
Mhm. I see what you're trying to say. All five then.
Yeah.
It's greater than-
Yeah.
Full.
Unless you say the word full, it's gonna have a plus or a minus. Right? And if you say the word full and then you add a plus or a minus, you're wrong. That's nope, that doesn't exist. I've had somebody give me a 1 minus before. Yeah. And there's a 1 minus, yeah. Okay. What do you want to measure? Extension.
So, extension, triceps, and is it coneus?
And coneus. And like the name, coneus.
Okay.
Sounds
So,
like a
normal
Pokemon.
range motion is 140 to 0. Have access at your vital external. Second one. And one of your. And then if you just go all the way down, like that.
What's our starting number?
Is 145.
5.
125.
Right, so what am I lacking to full extension? And what's my arc of motion? So
It's like if you're hyperextending.
yeah, lacking
I don't know.
125.
Ask that loudly enough.
My normal is 145. So you
Subtract
don't
from 145.
you subtract from 145. In a perfect world, I haven't had 4 children and I don't have poofy arms and I'm 150. But with the person that you're working with, if they have full flexion, that's their 0. You see what I'm saying? Yes.
And then,
So I have 20 degrees of extension, so I'm like, so I'm less than half. So what do you need to do?
Because 145 minus 125 is 20. Your full arc of motion from here to here is just 20 degrees. Right? I think so.
Yeah, do some first.
Ask someone else. I'm not sure.
yeah. So, have you set up?
Okay.
Okay.
Are we gonna have to like explain to you where to put?
So you'll say like raise your arm. Yeah. just
Yeah.
you can't be max resistance unless you're a 5. So just any
Okay.
resistance after that is just saying.
I think that tripped me up on our last one too, because I felt like you were giving it all
I
you
know,
could.
and you're like, oh, it's a 5. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So would that be 3 plus?
you got it.
Working on it. That
Yeah.
picture.
No, not unless you need it to help your brain.
This is all we got.
But you would write.
Oh, I would write this. This is just if you need help for your muscle grades. Because it's less than half. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, don't look at that.
That doesn't help me.
I don't know why I wrote that.
No, that's
If it helps you, you can write what
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
Just didn't have to write. We're not looking.
because how do you just have to figure out how you're gonna know that it's greater than half or less than half. See what I'm saying? If you just are gonna use your eyeballs, then that's okay.
Did you bring your baby face with you?
Okay.
Cross.
Oh, okay. Was it here the whole time, the Word Explorer?
You just have 4 measures. Okay. Let's take a quick break and do pronation and supination.